Hey, all my ATs out there who are interested in starting up your own private practice. I'm going to try and do a whole bunch of videos. So, for those of you who have any questions or have specific topics you are curious about, comment below and I will do my best to create a video and get that information to you. So, this is my office. Not bad, hey? So here's the thing. When the very first thing that you got to do when you want to start your own business is find a location. Okay, that is the most important thing. Is location, location, location. Yeah, it sounds like, well, yeah, duh, but you got to do it. So once you find the location, especially since for athletic therapy it's very specific, you want to not work in your home. I mean, there are people that do. Me, I personally find that as a female, it's just puts that boundary in there and it creates that sense of professionalism as well by being separate. I mean, to each their own, and some people that's what they can afford and they work out of their home, and that's fine. But my preference is just setting up those boundaries and creating that professional environment that also adds to that respect and appreciation coming from the patients that are, coming into the clinic. So once you've got your location, you're then going to then you're going to pick up a name. So figure out a name that works, and you can pick a bunch of names. And what I did was I sent texts and text to messages to friends and people I knew and asked them, what their opinion was, which one they liked. And then it came down to just, what did I like in the end? I mean, yes, it's good to get input, but I just had a lot on my plate and I was like, okay, the location's on Academy, and I picked that. So the downside is if you move, you are then going to still have that name unless you decide to change your business name. And that's a whole other can of worms there. So I'll go into that another time. So once you figure out what name you want, you go into the company's website. I will put those details in the description below. Again, if you're out of province, sorry guys, you're going to just have to find out what's comparable to in your province. So you go on the company's website. I did this 5 years ago. You're going to pay about $40 or something more. I'm not sure what it is right now. So you pay to register your name, or let me rephrase that. You pay for them to look up and see if your name has been taken and if you can then secure that name. You're going to wait 24 hours. They're going to send you an email and you find out if you get it or not. Initially, I got denied the name I asked for, which is Academy Athletic Therapy, because there was something close by and they were like, well, it's the same thing as this. And I explained, I'm like, no, I looked into their stuff. They do not offer the services I do. It's a completely different business. And I just kind of was being lazy. I had so many things on my plate. I did not want to come up with another business name. So I was like, no, we're going with this. And they end up actually awarding me it because they said, yes, it is a completely different business, but understand that they may go after you if they feel like, no, this is actually ours. And so you do have to be careful because there are businesses out there that will actually try to limit other businesses coming in the area based on the description of what they write about their business when they're registering it. So yeah, it's tough out there. Who knew, right? So once you've gotten the okay for your business name, then you physically have to go into the company's office. And so that's on Broadway for those of you who are in Manitoba. And so just make sure you've got enough in the parking meter because you may be there for a bit of time because you're probably going to ask a lot of questions. The staff there, they're awesome. They will take their time with you and go through things. So if you feel really, like I have no clue what's going on, don't worry. They're there. They're not going to make you feel less than intelligent. They're going to help you out. Okay, that's their job and they're great at it. And I spent a whole bunch of time on the phone with them discussing things. So you're going to go in, you're going to sign documentation, you're going to pay to register your business. You have to decide at that point if you're going to be a sole proprietor or are you going to be incorporated. So that's a whole other video there. Deciding if you want to be incorporated or not. It's a completely different thing. So yeah, that's another can of worms. I'll save for another video. So you're going to pick which one you want. Then you're going to go home because you're going to need some time to sit on the couch while you're calling up everyone. So the next thing is you're going to call up the CRA and get your GST going. You can either do that or go to the bank. You can't go to the bank until you have, actually, you have to. I lied. Ha. Huh. Okay, sorry. You're going to then go, after you get your business confirmed and everything, you're then going to call up the CRA and you're going to register for GST. So, what is the requirement? If you're making anything above $30,000, you got to register. But here's the thing, guys, in Manitoba, we are not GST exempt. So register, okay? And if you start in the later part of the year, which is what I did, you may get a refund because it means that you didn't make enough in that quarterly or whatever, right? And it sucks because it means your business isn't making money. You're going to lose that refund back because in the beginning you're like, I'm tight for cash. But the thing is, you got to register, okay? Because you're going to want to set that up on your billings and make sure everything is set up. Certain insurance companies, we don't charge insurance, or sorry, we don't charge GST on, and others we do, and others, based on the contracts, it's going to be depending on what service type it is. So you have to be very careful how you read all these things, okay? So just register. They're really good with CRA. They will walk you through everything, and I think I spent like 30-45 minutes with them on the phone going through everything. And here's the other thing, guys. I don't have a business background. Okay? This is from looking up things, reading, asking lots of questions. Once you've got your GST number, then you're going to go to the bank. You cannot have a business bank account until your business is set up. And so you got to do this all properly, okay? For me, I incorporated. So I needed to bring the documentation for my articles of incorporation, and I presented it to them. And so then they were able to set up things, and you have to spend a lot of time signing checks, or not checks, signing documentation, and it's a slew of stuff. Now, here's the thing. If you have a good relationship with your bank, like you've been there with them for a while, when you go in to set up all your business stuff, you're actually going to go with a business advisor. You're not going to just go with a normal teller. You're actually going to have someone that you'll schedule a meeting, you'll sit down and talk, and you'll probably have to go back a couple of times to just get everything taken care of. Now, if you have a really good relationship, like the bank I'm with, they provided me, when I set up my business account, they gave me 250 customized checks with the leather binder thing, and I got a deposit stamp, and so that I could just stamp checks so I don't have to sign things. It's just a nice little perk. And the deposit books. These things all add up and cost you a lot of money. So see what you can get. The other thing is, be careful on how you're going to want to do comparisons on the different banks and the bigger ones versus like credit unions, and see what they're offering and what their pricing is, because one of the business accounts I was looking at a different bank, they were like, $6 or $8 a month. So, ooh, cheap, right? Inexpensive. Great. That'll keep me under budget. But then when I read more into it, it showed, okay, so after the 6 or 8 transactions that are included in my monthly fee, everything afterwards would be like $1.25, I think it was, for each transaction. Well, there's no way in heck I could afford that. So I actually walked away from dealing with that one bank because I'm like, no, you're gonna cost me way too much to deal with you. So no. So the bank I went with is the bank I normally deal with. So it was great. It worked out well, and they've done a good job, and they've taken care of me. And so you want to get that going. So that's the first part. It's a lot of work. It's probably one of the craziest weeks you will start off with. So that's the first week. Just get that going, and then the next video I'll go over what is the second week, because therapy-wise, it is... It's a lot of time sitting down trying to call and get a hold of people. So this is week one. Week one is get all this stuff going and get that taken care of. And yeah, I will put all the details in the description below. And if you have questions, just put them in the comments, and I will, or request topics, and I'll try to put something out for you guys. All right. Have fun. Bye.